Alain Delon, a renowned French actor, known for his suave looks and captivating performances, had it all. Career, love, family, and wealth. However, it came after hardships, as his childhood wasn't filled with happy fireworks. His parents divorced when he was 3 years old, and at 14 he was expelled from the boarding school he attended. He was about to become a butcher, but he made his way into A-list celebrity with well-known movies like The Samurai, Christina, Swimming Pool, and Purple Noon. Throughout his successful career, he owned several luxurious homes across the globe, including a Moroccan estate. Each of his properties reflects his impeccable taste and sophisticated style, providing an insight into the life of a legendary film star and his tremendous love for his companion dogs. Today, you will become more familiar with Delon's life by watching over the homes he lived in and understanding his hobbies and love affairs. You will see inside the serene haven, Douchy estate, steeped in nostalgia, that would ultimately become Alain's final home, hidden away and surrounded by everything he held dear. But first things first, as a romantic heartthrob, you may remember him in his younger screenplays, so we want to start with an even more romantic apartment. Paris is a city of love, and his love was waiting for him in this Parisian triplex. Parisian Triplex, Avenue du Président Kennedy. Located at number 42 Avenue du Président Kennedy, the Art Deco-inspired apartment boasted a surface area of 780 square meters. So, what's it like at Alain Delon's place? After taking time to immerse into his lifestyle by understanding his interior preferences, we would say it's the home of an art lover. And among the paintings and objects, there are some bronzes of which he is very proud, and with good reason. The famous bronze works are by Rembrandt Bugatti, one of the world's greatest animal sculptors. Now, let's get into its story and interior details. You may have heard the triplex home was the so-called love nest of Alain Delon and Romy Schneider, whose love story resonates as a symbol of the 1960s, a time when the two French cinema legends were at the peak of their careers and their love. They began a passionate romance in 1958 when they met on the set of the movie Christine. Even though Romy, the vivacious Austrian actress, and Alain, the charming young guy with immaculate elegance, had very different personalities, they were inextricably linked. They made the decision to live together in a triplex in the romantic west of Paris, close to Balzac's home and situated above the Seine. With several terraces, where Delon often took interviews, this large triplex with Art Deco accents provides stunning views of the Eiffel Tower. With 6 bedrooms, an abundance of bathrooms, a fully furnished kitchen, a gym, a sauna, and a steam room, this opulent residence served as the backdrop for numerous happy moments spent with Alain Delon's next love of his life, Mireille d'Arc. Aged 22, she had photos taken throughout the apartment, from the kitchen to the bedroom and the dressing room. At the top, the largest adjoins Alain Delon's office, whose workspace with its ochre floor tiles and straw blinds opens directly onto a pair of sun loungers. Playing backgammon under the starry Parisian sky was one of the simple pleasures they shared. Upstairs, Alain Delon's office, all in light woodwork, opens directly onto the terrace and its deck chairs. The exterior has been landscaped to create a landscaped garden. In the 1980s, Alain posed with his dog in the living room, giving us a glimpse into all-over beige decor, from the carpet to the furniture. And once more, together with his pet friend, Alain sits beside his bed, revealing the walls painted in the midnight blue color, fur rug, and a pile of cushions in shades of pink and mauve. In addition to being a superb filmmaker, Alain Delon loved art. His appreciation for beauty and aesthetics was reflected in the abundance of artistic items in his abode. The triplex caused quite a stir in the world of luxury real estate when it was listed for sale by Paris West Sotheby's International Realty in 2012 for a record $48 million. Château de Douchy. In addition to his Parisian triplex, Alain Delon lived most of his life at Château de Douchy, in the Loire region of France, where eventually he spent almost 50 years till his last day. Also known as the Domaine de la Brûlerie, the property was acquired by the actor in the early 1970s, and he lived there with Mireille Darc and their 14 dogs, all of whom were later buried in the property's garden. Here, the couple set about creating a dream family oasis for young and old alike, raising a building to create a pond and beach, and completing the stables with a generously sized house. One would say it was a serene sanctuary for his whole family. Stepping into his house is like stepping back in time to a bygone era of opulence and luxury. Château de la Brûlerie is a former French castle destroyed in the 1970s. In the time Delon lived in this remarkable estate, the interior was adorned with wooden and leather furnishings, ornate chandeliers, and priceless works of art that speak to the impeccable taste and sophistication of its owner. Even his working desk was full of framed images and journals. He loved to write and list all his artworks and collectibles. Inside the estate, you can see an indoor swimming pool, a gym, and a games room, filled with pinball machines, a poker table, slot machines, and other arcade games. Alain also expanded the stables, adding a spacious house to complete this idyllic retreat. Mireille Darc, his longtime partner, played a key role in crafting the interiors of his various homes. Alain's estate is a well-protected haven that reflects his distinct lifestyle and love of seclusion. At home, the actor was surrounded by his animals, and the location was a verdant haven. Near a dog cemetery, where perhaps 50 of his cherished pets were buried, is a pond with a little sandy beach. He requested to be buried in this cemetery, which he established to be closer to his furry friends. This would guarantee that he would always be close to those he loved the most. The actor claimed to have gotten approval to be buried with his pets in his chapel. By only looking at numerous images of his estate, now we realize the actor's other side, the warm soul who loved pet companions. We wonder if you have ever thought the famous actor had this type of fondness. We bet you didn't. Today, the estate is secured by fences and towering walls, but back in the day, it was also a hive of activity. Even champion Jean-Claude Boutier's boxing training sessions were arranged by Alain. About 100 meters from the house, the land was converted into a life-size training camp, replete with a massive boxing ring surrounded by trees. In order to keep the athletes fueled throughout their demanding training sessions, Mireille was also in charge of making vitamin-enriched juices for them. Although Alain's home served as a haven for him, it was also the scene of a savage argument between his 3 children over their father's estate. The dispute between siblings had been marked by covert recordings, court cases, and public allegations. Palais Zahia. Marrakesh has been known to be one of the most visited cities in the world. It could be the perfect escape for a few weeks or even a few months. However, there are many celebrities that have decided to make Marrakesh their home. Alain was one of them, but not the first one. In a corner of the city's Medina stands a grand home, almost a palace, which was even more beloved by Mireille. Palais's story takes its roots from the Getty family, who would later sell it to Alain Delon. The first notorious residents of this palace in Marrakesh were Paul and Talitha Getty. When John Paul Getty Jr. first met Talitha Pole in 1965, he was the son of oil tycoon Paul Getty and the heir to one of the wealthiest families in the United States. After falling deeply in love, the couple married the next year after meeting at a fancy dinner. They made the grand decision to purchase the Zahia Palace in Marrakesh, where they had famous wild parties. The guests even dubbed the house the Palace of Pleasures, since they were having so much fun. All of the prominent stars of the day, including Yves Saint Laurent, Pierre Berger, and Mick Jagger, attended the unrestrained parties held at the mansion. Just like the Getty family, Alain also fell in love with this place, which is a haven of arts and crafts. Candlesticks are made of Turkish porcelain, wooden doors are hand-carved and painted, and the entire house, including the stained glass windows, is adorned with mosaic tilework. The Palais Zahia, a real sanctuary with a lush garden and swimming pool, is where Alain Delon and Mireille Darc spend most of their time. Talitha Getty is said to have enjoyed spreading a variety of Berber rugs and cushions on the floor to unwind in the scorching sun. Therefore, the roof terrace at the top of the riad doubles as a solarium. In the large living room, the floor and walls are decorated with all-over Moroccan mosaic, and the ceiling displays a hand-painted 19th century fresco. In the bedroom, formerly that of Talitha and Paul Getty, and then of Alain Delon, the four-poster bed sits in an intimate alcove. In the large hall, according to the Moroccan architectural style, there is a fountain around which four antique-style columns are placed, and a massive hand-carved wooden door greets the visitor. But what happened to this grand palace? Alain Delon sold the property to Ariel Dombasle and Bernard-Henri Lévy, who couldn't resist buying this oasis. Aix-en-Provence townhouse. Just between 1970 and 1975, Alain Delon and Mireille d'Arc lived at number 11 Rue du 4 Septembre in Aix-en-Provence, which is near the Hôtel de Boisgelin, the fountain on Place des Quatre Dauphins, between the walls of a typically Provençal townhouse built by Aix architect Pierre Pavillon. Before the couple moved in on the first floor, renting a 300-square-meter flat that opened into a tiny garden, the building, recognizable by its ochre-toned walls, was designated as a historic monument in 1964, according to the local daily La Provence. Against the objections of many, they even had a tiny swimming pool dug there. The house was constructed about 1650 and has an angled four-building that was altered in the 19th century. It is made up of two L-shaped buildings. Mireille d'Arc calls the mansion a place of forbidding beauty in her memoir, Tant que mon cœur battra. The home served as the backdrop for a number of movies, notably Le Hussard sur le Toit by Jean-Paul Rappeneau. The actress and Alain Delon fell in love in 1983 after meeting at the production of Jean Armand's movie Jeff. She painted a loving portrayal of Alain Delon in an interview with Michel Cast for the program Côté Jardin on September 29, 1978, and described him as an extraordinary being with different dimensions, using his own sense of morality. Despite fewer images being available, we believe there were lots of paintings and artworks inside. While Delon's homes may change over the years, one thing remains constant: his commitment to living a life of beauty and elegance. Each of his residences is a reflection of his impeccable taste and sophistication, showcasing his love for art, design, and the finer things in life. And what do you think? Do you like the homes he lived in? Was you one of his fans? If you liked the video, write down your comments below and share your genuine thoughts with us. Give us more ideas for our new content. Thank you for watching.